Peace, love, and what up, though? This your man, Ray Stone. I just got a quick word about the Tyreek Hill situation, the Miami Dolphins receiver. We all saw the body cam footage released from his arrest or detainment, whichever one it was. But you saw that Tyreek was a little rude to the cop and told him, "Don't hit my window like that," and rolled up the window. Then they aggressively got him out the car and put their hand around his neck and all of that. We all saw what happened. I was surprised to hear a lot of the reaction as the body cam footage was released today. Even Stephen A. Smith, even arrogant ass Cameron, Shannon Sharp, a lot of them seem to be in agreement that in these positions, the police officer has the power in that situation, and maybe we shouldn't react right then, or maybe we should be more compliant. I saw another analyst, I forget who it was, another brother, he was saying that his parents taught him and he was going to teach his kids to keep both hands on the wheel, roll down the window, yes sir, no sir, may I reach for such and such, you know, kind of giving them a protocol of how to act. What I want to do is do two things. For one, I want to digress for a minute and talk about the police quote-unquote officer. That's the wrong terminology for police personnel. An officer must hold an office like the office of mayor or the office of governor. These are offices. A policeman or a policewoman, a police professional is a law enforcement official. That's what they are, law enforcement official. So they are just doing a job. They're just a person like you and me doing a job. So sometimes I think calling them officer almost grants them and gives them too much power. And I felt like a lot of the announcers were giving them too much power, saying, well, they're the judge and the jury right there. They could do everything. They in charge. So you got to do what they say. Wow. So to speak, my mother used to use the phrase that don't yell when your head is in the lion's mouth. And in this instance, we always act like the cops are the lion's mouth. Because in that Tyreek situation, forgive me for being a little long-winded, but in that Tyreek situation, a lot of the cops were cool. And then the other ones that were aggressive seemed to take charge. You know, they say, give me your license, give me your license. One dude, like, he cool, he could just leave. But the other dude, give me your license. No, give me your license or you dealing with me now. And they was acting all, you know how policemen can get, police personnel can get, I don't mean to differentiate in gender, but police personnel can already be arrogant. So to call them officer without warranting the office, then it gives them almost too much and inflated power already, for one. So that's one thing I want to say. For two, the next thing is, in teaching us how to behave in those situations, we have to understand that they are not an authority. We actually are the authority. They work for us. We pay the taxes. The tax dollars supposedly pay them. So really they work for us. They're to protect and serve is the definition, even though we know it doesn't go like that. But there is something that's a law above them, above whatever their attitude or your attitude is, and that's the law. Remember, law is emotionless. Law is matter of fact. Law is to the letter of law, and you do things in accordance to the law, and there's no way around it. There's no ways to it. So ignorance of the law is what? No excuse, as we all know. So we're taught that ignorance of the law is no excuse. Well, what we have to do, and so again, forgive me for being long-winded, but I'm landing my plane now. What we have to do is learn the vehicle code. Every state has the vehicle code. This vehicle code contains all the instructions of how the officer, quote-unquote officer, the law enforcement official, I'm going to correct myself and begin to say it that way, the law enforcement official and the person that's being ticketed or in a traffic stop, it gives you all of the rules. And I'll give you, for instance, in California, and I used to be in California a lot, so I knew it, but I don't know it right now, but I think it was 4 inches at the time or 2 inches. It was required that you roll down your window at least 2 inches for the officer. Now, when you do that, you know, you crack the window a little bit, the officer's always going, the officer, here I go again, damn, the law enforcement official, see how they get you? So try to train your mind to say things how you want them to say. And you see I'm a work in progress with that too. But anyway, the law enforcement official might be like, hey, you mind rolling the window all the way down? Well, if you say, well, according to the California vehicle code, I'm only required to roll down the window 2 inches, sir. So now this gives you a comeback that's not smart ass, that's not, hey, get the fuck away from me, man, or whatever. It's still calm, it's still in demeanor, but it's still saying sir, but you have the law on your side. You know the vehicle code. Guess who doesn't know the damn vehicle code? That law enforcement official. You think they read the vehicle code? The vehicle code changes a few years. That's why I say in California, I might not know it anymore because it's probably changed from the last time. So these vehicle codes, you can order them probably online. Just look up whatever state you're in, look up the vehicle code, and this will give you a code of conduct, of how they are supposed to act, and you are supposed to act in those situations. Now, what that gives you is a power that if it did go to a court situation, now you already know the law. And when you exhibit that sort of knowledge of the law in front of an law enforcement official, because I've done it before, it changes their whole attitude, because they know that they like, are you a lawyer, or you are like, you know what I'm saying? Their whole attitude changes because they know you know the law. And half the time they don't even know that they're breaking the law, because they don't even know what the law is. They only know what their buddies tell them. And you see how they act when they get on the street. Give me your license. I said, give me your license. I can't. The way you touch somebody's car, close your door, touch the door. Some of these things might be against the vehicle code. You're not allowed to touch and open my door. Now, if you did that and you do it, then that's the grounds for a lawsuit. At least, at the very least, it's a grounds for dismissal of the case. You understand what I'm saying? So I would suggest that instead of, I don't mind necessarily the compliance, but I don't want us to get in a mode of bitching up when a law enforcement official comes or pulls us over. I would much rather we equip ourselves with the knowledge from the vehicle code of our state, and now we know how he's supposed to conduct himself. They take an oath to uphold a certain code, and now you know that code, and they don't even know the code. So that gives you, in essence, the power. And then when you have that power, you don't have to be a smart ass and say, don't hit my window. You say, hey, that's against the code. That's against code section such and such that you do that. Now, I bet that changes their behavior. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I guess that was more like a quarter. That's my 25 cents on the subject. And remember to look up the vehicle code in your state. Just look up California, Michigan, Georgia, wherever you are. Look up the vehicle code of that state and look for it specifically for the traffic stop section, and that section will break it down. You know, knowledge is power, and so equip yourself with that knowledge and you got that power. You understand what I'm saying? And don't call these cops officers so easily. Try to get in the habit of law enforcement official, law enforcement professional. These is what they are. This is a job. Sometimes we inflate them like they walk around with their chest out like they're fucking superheroes or people off the movies, but this is real life, and they have a code that they have to conduct themselves by, and it's up to us to know it and keep them to it. All right, so peace and love. I'm gonna leave you alone at that. I'm gonna get at y'all. Peace.